Hey guys. Laura's video was all about Moffat and mostly, not even about Moffat, just about critiquing fandoms in general and what's acceptable and what's not. And she's asked me to talk about it too, which is really, really interesting topic, and I've been thinking about it a lot, or I was thinking about it a lot. Lately, I've been really busy and haven't been around internet and fandom as much. And, even yesterday, Shannon had said something about the Doctor Who mini episode, and I'm like, what mini episode? So I watched it. So yeah, I haven't been around that lately, but yeah, Laura is right. We did talk about it a lot last summer, and we talked about it a lot, I've talked about it a lot. Basically, I agree and think that, if you're in a fandom, critique is okay. And I don't think there's one fandom I'm a part of that I haven't critiqued, like the show or the whatever. Even Harry Potter, which is like above all else, you find plot holes, you find things, you critique it. It's what you do when you are obsessed with something. You know everything about it, you watch it obsessively, and you want it to be the best it can be. Every show I watch, I can say, this season was better than this season they need to focus on this, I'm not enjoying what they're doing this season, and yet I'll still watch because I do enjoy it. Or sometimes I enjoy critiquing more than I actually enjoy watching, like Glee. But, then there's Doctor Who, which is just this special case, because it is such a long show that goes through so much change. When you don't like something, you know that eventually it will change, and I want to be there when that happens. I was talking about this recently. Every time someone asks me about Doctor Who recently, I've been saying, they're like, is it good? I'll be like, right now? No. Usually, yes. And I agree. There was a long time when I was like, oh, this Moffat hate's bugging me, and y'all need to stop complaining, and then I started noticing it all. And it just took me a while to catch up. I haven't enjoyed the story of Doctor Who lately, and I think starting with the end of Amy and Rory's storyline, I remember you guys saw, I made a video, and I was like, I'm disappointed, I'm confused, the story never wrapped up, and I think that's when I started to realize that everything that's happened since season 5 started, since Steven started writing for the show, or, running the show, hasn't led anywhere, hasn't made sense. All the social issues aside, it's just bad writing. And it's really entertaining for a time when Doctor Who has given you this expectation that it's all going to wrap up and it's all going to do something, and when you're expecting that, and when you have that foundation, it's really easy to enjoy it and just wait for the mysteries to unfold. But then eventually you realize that they're never going to, and they're not going anywhere, and that's disappointing, and you look back and you realize, oh, this hasn't been very good. So that's the problem that I see. I know when you were talking about the difference between the story, or the characters and the writers, which, yes, I agree, the writer does not usually share the same opinions as their characters, and I can't speak to whether Moffat does or not. I also don't, there are definitely specific instances of issues with the show, but I don't find that quite as problematic to me. I haven't noticed it as much when watching the show. I'm sure there are issues. I'm not saying there aren't. I'm just saying that's not the main thing that's really bugged me about the show. I'm going to go over time, but Laura went 6 minutes over time, so I'm just letting myself do this, okay? So Doctor Who, I'm going to watch the 50th. I'm going to keep watching. A lot of people I know have been saying, I stopped watching Doctor Who, and I'm like, how could you do that? And then I go and say, yeah, I hate Doctor Who. So it's a little hypocritical, but it's a show that's been around for a long time, and for a long time it was really good. And I'm not saying I watched all the classic stuff and everything, but Steven Moffat is not going to be around forever. That's the fact. That's the reality. And maybe when he's gone, things will change, and maybe when 12 is here, things will change. So I'm going to keep watching until I just can't stand it anymore. And that's what's happening. I'm not one to abandon shows, really. I watch it all the way through. I have abandoned shows when there's just no point to watching, but it's very rare that happens. I'm very loyal to TV. Is that sad? It's a little sad. So yeah, I guess that's all my opinions on this. Whoever's next, you can talk about this too, because I think this is an interesting conversation. So, goodbye!